Yes, ma'am.
That's fine. That's fine. Guys, we're gonna get started at 11:30. There is food out here, so if you want something to eat, grab it now.
Pretty good.
So tell him 5 o'clock. Yes, I'll be there.
So that's what.
If they let me schedule. Yes, it's her.
Yeah, you know. Yeah, so she may be a little emotional.
All right.
Yeah.
I like it. I like being bright. May not be smart, but I'm bright.
I just we go about it every time and they're all scary.
If you want to check the cat,
And then, yeah,
feel free to use any.
And then I call and let you know what it went for. And that's the price I sold you.
Was that after we
And I tell them that's the price I sold you. He is only happy for you. It's really, he's a lost cause. We're not doing inspections. Yeah, so we're not doing inspections and he will make
No,
sure.
I didn't either. I didn't
Ruined.
even call. They called me.
No, I'm talking about
The lead.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, they're both messed up.
So I went to what's that like? I'm like, that's called. I know it's a dysfunctional family. I've never dealt with my life.
They're both crazy.
I know,
Different
different
ways.
What was this?
Good, I'm so excited to see you.
Yeah.
How was your trip? Looked amazing. Well, the pictures looked nice anyway. Yeah. I'm like.
Oh, you're not saying?
Oh, shucks, I was gonna talk to you about. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
No, you know what, I went and got my new phone, so I set it on. But I didn't send it to you like that, but I will, I'm supposed to follow up with him.
Hey, Laura.
I didn't know.
How are you?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I'll do it later.
Do it later and I can do it.
Hey, here. Do you want me to
Hey,
email?
Taylor.
I'll email you. Yeah, I don't.
Are you sorry?
So that's fine. Like I said, I'll update it then.
Well.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm meant to be here. Yeah. I have to have something.
Yeah, that does. Yeah.
Well, well, you know what?
Yeah.
He doesn't just like.
Are you leaving?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Were you trying to type something on that?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I just paid it somewhere.
Oh, okay, because we were figuring at one time. Yeah. Yeah, and I basically want to keep it. That's why I can give you her name.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I can do that now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I'm so sorry.
The screenshot.
That was it.
Yeah,
Okay.
We worked it out. Some home buying was scared. I got the book, and home was scared right now. But whatever showed up.
That was it.
But I didn't have time.
That was for
But I
you.
wasn't studying.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
To get permission to take it.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you take, and you pay the fee.
Yeah. Oh, but
It's my car.
I'm not ready to do that. I'm still studying. I'm gonna wait.
Well, with my only
But I
brother,
got- So I have to go. I tell them, the lady there was so nice. I didn't keep that on. And she told me the book, I'll send you a picture of the book. I'll give you my card. You can text me, and I'll text you that. And, or if you want to give me your card or whatever you want to do.
Hey, if you want food, go grab it now.
What is it?
Jimmy John's? No, Jimmy John's? Jersey Mike's. I knew it was a J. A name. I know it was a name. It was a name. Thanks.
Oh, my phone.
Right? It's all the name.
Yeah, don't do that. This was home.
She does that.
I'll tell you.
Oh my gosh.
And, well, I think. it's
I have-
today in the meeting.
No,
When I finish, I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, especially when I finish on Monday, because it's Friday and Monday. On Monday, it just. Like Monday, I'm shot. Tuesday feels like, you know, like it's the weekend. It's fun.
Yeah, I'll forward. I'll forward you what she sent me.
You gonna go get this tonight?
I saw the message.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Called me yesterday.
Yeah.
On the market, I got this house. He's like, "Oh, and then within.
Hi, Heidi.
Hi. I'm gonna
How are
contact
you?
them.
Congratulations. There's grandmas everywhere. Holy cow.
So my daughter started dating a guy last year that has a son, you know, so I'm kind of, you know, was already.
Hey, how are you doing?
My son. is actually-
That's so cool. Congratulations. I love
Clicked out of something that went away.
Are you sure you're not still connected and it just minimized?
Okay, there we go.
How do you use the volume?
I don't know, dear.
Maybe you need to close and reopen.
Hey, Robies.
Oh, there you go. You have your mute on.
Can you hear us, Robies?
Yes.
Hi.
Maybe. Are you? You're right.
Do we have a visitor with us?
My oldest boy, my youngest are.
Colleen.
Middle son's in.
Hi, Miss Colleen.
Oldest step went on.
There we go, Do you want some food? Do you want something to eat? Okay, okay. It'll be there. It'll be there. Who's your name? Nice to meet you.
Oh, okay, okay. Nice to meet you. Yeah. Yeah, there's so many new faces.
Middle son, small son.
Yeah. Good thing, yeah.
My youngest. Multiple points.
Yeah.
Sure.
Really good.
We waited 2 years. My son was. Yes. 6%.
Michelle, did you get what I sent you?
Yeah.
Thank you. That's what you wanted, right?
Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
Did that make sense if I said it?
Yeah.
Like one stage active, like I want to do all her.
Yes.
Stella, yeah. Yeah, if it's not bad, then you're right. That is grandma really. I know, she's like that. So she was at so much really. Yeah, I know. That hobby was like.
You did, I haven't looked at it.
Yeah, I was like, it's not like.
I didn't see an email or something.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Come on in.
Right, time to die off.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm married, so she wants to go see it today.
We are gonna get started. Zoom attendees, can you hear us?
Yes.
Yay!
This is Gloria. I can hear.
Hey, Gloria. Looks like we have Tina, Candace, Christine, Lana and Larry, Lori, Melinda, and Sevda. I'm sure there'll be some more jumping on at some point. Welcome to all of you. We're so happy you're here. You're missing Jersey Mike's, just for the record. Not that that motivates you to get here, but for some of us, it does. So welcome to March Team Meeting 2022. We are blessed today to have Rose with us from Home Warranty. She generously brought lunch in. I don't know. She brought lunch in for all of us today. So let's show her our gratitude and appreciation. Thank you. And I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to her and let her share some information with you guys.
Wonderful, thank you. Before we get started, I have a little glass dish up there, if I can collect your business cards at the end. If you wouldn't mind placing it on there. I've also put some handout bags, so please help yourself, and if you don't get one, I have extras up here at that table.
Yes, please.
Well, thank you again for having me. I'm Rose Farmer. I'm the district sales rep with Home Warranty. I service Maryland, Delaware, and portions of West Virginia. I'm a native Washingtonian, born and raised. I came to Virginia via California after a stint with my military service. And I have 3 military sons, all combat veterans.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Go Navy, sorry. I know, separate five. I didn't throw that in there. A little bit about ourselves. Business for over 20 years.
So you have to
be
weigh that.
We're rated A+ Better Business Bureau. Our best and our most popular home warranty plan is that 14-month warranty protection plan. You'll see a brochure in the handouts that I've given you. This plan covers 20 items, 2 HVAC systems. But the systems are just the one heating and the 2 cooling.
But they were on the phone.
Two,
1 second, Candace,
They
did
were
you
they,
guys push mute?
yeah, I told you that. We didn't just do it the first person. We went on your advice, which is to ask to read it. A white guy went in there, they wanted $6,000 off the top, and they were very organized.
or whether they're the 2 heating and 2 cooling, or they're just your 2 heating pumps for a cost of $575. We do offer a $100 agent discount, which would make the plan $475. And of course, we have buyer option add-ons that would, of course, be a little more than that. Our service fee is $100. And that's per an item. If a claim had come in and it was determined to possibly be related to, or 2 claims came in, but it was related to the primary item, then of course we would make arrangements and we would waive it. We have live call answering. We're 24/7. We have 2 call centers, Sioux Falls and Rock Rapids. We don't have, excuse me here. There's no limit on our square footage. We're not depreciating on our parts. We don't do tier pricing as it applies to the square footage of the home there. And the big plus for that protection plan is the buyers have the option of using their own local service provider. That's something that we offer. We've added a couple of items onto our 2022 brochure, that being the plumbing stoppages and ice maker. That saves your buyers about $105. I monitor all claims. I'm hands-on. I will go that extra mile. If something comes up and it does come back denied, I'll take a look at it, I'll research it, and if there's something I can do, I will do the best I can. I don't make any guarantees. I'm all about educating. When the protection plan is ordered, within 48 hours, I'll follow up with your buyers. I introduce myself, I answer any questions that they have, and I educate them. I'm not about sticking a brochure in somebody's face. Here, I bought you a home warranty, and have them figure it out. That's not how it works, and that's not how I do business. Like I said, I want them to know how our home protection plan works, what we can do for them, the importance of home appliances as well as home systems up and running, operational the day that protection plan goes active. We're not mandatory where we request a home inspection report. Sometimes I'll request it at the beginning if there's one available. I'll take it and tag it with that home brochure. That way, if a claim comes in and it might have been an item that we know for a fact was inspected, take a look at it. It's documentation. I am a documentation queen. I'll look for any type of receipts where any services was done, anything that might have been negotiated in the sales contract as far as the seller doing any repairs as it applies to the appliances and home systems. I want that information. I want as much information out there. That way, it's going to be less pressure off that home buyer. And having that information is going to really help us to make the right determination whether or not an item is covered or non-covered. Our home protection plan was just revised and we just came out with it in November. In this particular brochure plan, we do not have our terms and conditions listed. We're not hiding them. If you look inside the brochure, you will see an area where you can scan it. You can also obtain it on our website as well. It identifies what's covered, what is not covered, liabilities, talks about canceling, a protection plan. Just basically gives you it's good information and to familiarize yourself. And I realize you guys are busy, you don't have the time, but if you want to turn your buyers over to me, I'm going to do the best I can to help them. Make sure that they know how this protection plan works. I do know the importance of taking care of a client. I am a former Keller Williams agent. My late husband and I were a husband-wife team. We opened a market center out of Northern California a few years back. And we did the best we could. We went that extra mile. And I believe a home warranty protection plan is very important in a sales transaction. And it goes hand in hand with a home insurance policy due to the fact that that homeowner's insurance policy is not home covered. So that's why that home protection plan is important. I know a lot of questions I've had where, well, you know, the house is 40 years old and the hot water heater is, you know, it's on its last legs. As long as I know for a fact that that system was up and running, working, there were no issues, there should be no problem why it cannot be covered. Now, like I said, it may come in, you know, a local service provider could go in, does his diagnosis, he may find something. It could be predetermined. I don't know. I don't have that technical background. That's why I'm staying on top of these claims as best as I can. I make myself available till about 8 in the evening. I do work weekends. Questions and concerns, you can always shoot me a message, text me, phone call. If a protection plan needs to be ordered, I can take the information, order it quickly, have that invoice generated, whether it's to you, the buyer, whether they're buyers agents in here that are going to be paying for the home protection plan on behalf of your clients. Whether the invoice needs to be generated at settlement, I can get it to wherever it needs to go. The protection plan will become active when that payment is received. There's no 30-day wait. Some of our competitors out there request 30 days until that protection plan becomes active. We do not. And I did tell you about our inspections reports where they were not mandatory, but I just wanted to take a minute. I've been in and out of this office a few times. I haven't had a chance to talk to you guys with COVID and everything else, but the big thing is just introducing myself to you, let you know that I am here. Anything that I can do to help, feel free to contact me. If, like I said, questions or concerns, you know where I am. If I don't have an answer, I'm going to find it for you. That's all I ask. Any questions?
What parts of West Virginia do you cover?
There's just a portion of it down by Lewisburg, Caldwell, White Sulphur Springs. It's just a very short smidge. My associate has the bulk of West Virginia. Normally, I don't cover as far south as Stanton, but I've got that one little area. But we have coverage in West Virginia. Don't let that stop you, because if anything comes up, we can take care of it. Right now, we're in 38 states, as I said, but the majority of what we're trying to do business with is pick up from a business on the West Coast. But a big bulk of our states right now, we have coverage in it. And oh, I don't know if I had mentioned, it's $100 service fee, so remember that as well. And that's per an item. And the big thing is, if you have any clients that have any questions, if you hand them that brochure, have them call me. I'll be more than happy to talk to them and answer any questions that they have.
You guys have any questions?
How do you handle R22 systems that need to be replaced with the newer system?
Okay, that determination will come out of our claims department through our adjuster. And unless you have that enhanced HVAC package where we have the conversion capability on it, at that point, there would be nothing we can do, but that's why I stay on top of it. And if there's something I can do, I'm going to be there to help as best as I can. Because right now the R22, I think, has been out at least well over a year. And the R410 is what we're using now.
R22 is no longer available.
That is correct. And if there are
R410
vendors
is
using it,
what's
that's,
supposed to be out there.
yes.
So what I find most commonly with home warranty companies is the older system, when they go bad, they don't cover anything because it needs to be replaced with an R410 system. And they'll only give them a credit of like $1,000, which really doesn't do them anything, considering the new system's gonna run about 10 grand.
I understand that. I cannot make those determinations. If a call comes in, any type of leak, any refrigerant coverage questions, I will refer to my adjuster because that's a question that I can't answer.
Okay.
And I won't know, unless I hear that there is a claim where I'm calling in for further clarification to find out what's happening, what it is that we can do. Yes, I admit, there's gonna be some denied claims because of that, but I won't know. And if I've got an opportunity to help a little bit, I will.
Any other questions? Zoom
Does
attendees?
this also cover, can this also cover a seller? Can the seller put it on for himself?
Yeah. We,
And it will cover the seller for the period that the home's for sale?
yeah, what we've got is we've got our listing protection plan. It's for 6 months. It's non-obligatory to the seller. It activates the day the listing runs for the 6 months. Now, we don't cover the heating, the water heater, the air conditioning. But for $75, they can choose to have that package added on to that listing protection plan. Or if they choose to have that HVAC water heater inspected by an inspector, we can send them a form, have the inspector fill out the form. There's going to be certain information that we're going to require. If everything is satisfactory, up and running, operational, that when the form comes back to us, it will be added free. But for the original package itself, the heating, air conditioning, and water heater are not covered on that protection plan. Like I said, it's 6 months, non-obligatory.
What about household water filters, well tanks, and septic system?
We do cover those. Yes, sir. They are considered buyer option add-ons, and they are identified inside that brochure. And if you all have a minute, take a look at terms and conditions as far as what's covered and what isn't covered. Questions, like I said, please give me a call. If I don't have an answer, I'll find you one. I don't make any guarantees. I'm going to do the best that I can.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very much. Thank you for lunch. We appreciate it.
Thank you. The business cards, did we get some?
We're on the
Perfect.
corner.
Do we have any more?
Yes.
Okay.
She'll win it too. Yeah.
Business cards?
Oh, what is it?
I have a little
Business cards.
raffle item, with collecting business cards. Put your name on a piece of paper if you want to, or if you have one.
Favor that she had.
But she was gonna pay you back.
Anybody else has cards?
Okay.
Don't.
Okay, perfect.
With what?
You said there's lots out there.
All right.
Okay, let's.
Oh, yeah. She was there.
Oh, Shelley's coming. Shelley's coming. There we go.
What do they do?
What
The
are,
honors?
what are they gonna win? Miss Rourke. Miss Rourke. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
No
sorry.
worries, no worries.
Miss Rourke is our winner.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
My card's in there, so don't forget me. I'd have a Porsche or something out there, but it's just a little hard. An expense report to write it off.
That's awesome.
Thank you all again. Very grateful for the
Thank
opportunity.
you very much.
Please help yourself. There's lots of goodies out there, multiple variety sandwiches. Just keep in mind, I did set some brochures out front with some information, unless you've got them in your packets. You know where I'm at. And thank you again. Have a great rest of the week and happy St. Patty's Day.
Yeah. All right. Those of you just joining us on Zoom, thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
It's good to see your black boxes on here. I'd love to see some smiling faces. If you'd like to turn a camera on, that would be super. And I'm looking for Miss Brandy. She was going to talk to us about Camp Esri, but I don't see her on here. Brandy, if I'm incorrect, yell at me. Okay, For those of you that don't know, Brandy is on the board with Camp Esri. It is a cause that we know she is passionate about. And we have opportunities where we are able to give to Camp Esri. Camp Esri is a camp for victims of human and sex trafficking. And it is providing resources and support for those individuals. They have a lot of work to do up there. If I'm right, I think currently they can only serve young men. They are working to develop an appropriate facility to house young women. And so this is something that, you know, if it's near and dear to your heart, talk to Kate. You can set it up that you can donate so much of each closing, just like you can give to KW Cares. You could certainly donate to Camp Esri. So I probably didn't do that near the justice that needed done, but that's what I know about Camp Esri because Brandy has shared that with us in the past. Who would be willing to read our mission statement for us? We like to start every meeting with our MVVBP. Who wants to read mission?
I'll do it.
Yes, Jerry.
Go, Jerry.
Hey guys, miss you. It is to build careers worth having, businesses worth owning, lives worth living, experiences worth giving, and legacies worth leaving.
Love it.
To be the real estate company of choice for agents and their customers.
Chris has got the next one.
God, family, then business.
Perfect. Beliefs. Oh, oh, who wants the long one?
Win-win or no deal. Integrity, do the right thing. Customers always come first. Commitment in all things. Communication, seek first to understand. Creativity, ideas before results. Teamwork, together everyone achieves more. Trust starts with honesty. Equity, opportunities for all. Success results through peace.
Peace. Thanks, Michelle. And last one. What's our perspective?
We are a technology company that provides the real estate platform that our agents, buyers, and sellers prefer. Keller Williams thinks like a top producer, acts like a trainer consultant, and focuses all its activities on service, productivity, and profitability.
Yes.
And I will say, if you missed family reunion, you missed a lot, because there are some good things coming with technology. Wait to see.
All right, Lenny, thank you for taking that last one. So normally we go over a mission moment. One thing that leadership as a team we've been working on, mission moments are great, we love them, but we have really started trying to incorporate sort of our own gratitude. We're gonna do bucket fills, so keep them in mind. But I want to hear what you personally are grateful for. Give me some gratitude.
The sunshine.
Doesn't have to be KW related, doesn't have to be real estate related. What are you thankful for right now?
I'm grateful for my husband, my family, and my team.
I was gonna say I'm grateful for my husband. He got us a date night. We're going to see Elevation Worship.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yes.
That's cool. Yeah. Well, I feel a little slimy. The one I shared in leadership really was, I'm grateful my husband does.
I would too.
I will make. I'm grateful that Bobby had arm surgery and he's been sleeping in the recliner for 2-3 days.
Beg to yourself. I love it. I love it. How about some Zoom folks? You want to share some gratitude?
I've got some gratitude for my mom. Sometimes I go through phases where things seem a little rough and she's always there to help realign me. And I'm so happy to have her in my life.
I love that, Jerry. I love that. I love your mom too. I've never met her, but I love her. She should be very pleased with the things you say about her. You put her in a very nice light.
Thank you.
You know what I'm also grateful for? I'm grateful for the gym. And I get to see Susie there.
We're there.
Right?
Go, girl.
Good job, ladies.
Good
And you
job.
make relationships with people at the gym. And there's these ladies that I always get ready with in the morning and we share our stories and it's, you know,
I love that.
it's just good, isn't it?
Kelsey and Tyler met their significant others at the gym.
There you go.
To my kids.
And you feel great afterwards, even though you're like dying, right? I've seen you. She's over there with them ropes to go. And I'm like sitting there pedaling, going, go sit.
I wouldn't want to meet either one of you in the car, Kelly. That's awesome.
I'm gonna get there.
And that's exactly the sort of thing that we need to hear. Sometimes we just need to be reminded, you know, it's easy to watch the news and just feel down and feel frustrated and stressed. And so I think just
don't watch the news.
Right?
Go to the gym.
I haven't watched the news in several years.
Yeah, I actually don't watch the news.
And look,
and look how pleasant Lenny is. Like not watching the news.
Right, I love that shirt.
Wonderful.
However, there are important things going on in the news right now that deserve our prayers and our thoughts.
Amen.
Oh, absolutely.
Amen. Yep, amen. I love it. All right.
I'm very grateful for my little grandson. He's 4 months old. He's the most adorable
Oh.
young boy you ever had.
Aw.
He's so adorable. And I get to be with him next week. And just love on him for 3 whole days with nobody around me.
I love
3
it.
whole days. I can do whatever I want.
That dog is very excited about your baby. Look at it. Put them two together. That would be a great picture.
That'd be a party right there. So we do have some birthdays that we want to celebrate. We want to acknowledge Miss Stacy Nykerk. Hers was on March 4th. Michaela's was the 14th. That was 2 days ago, I think. And then Andrea has a birthday coming up on March 31st. So happy birthday to all of our March babies. And then we have a couple work anniversaries. Mr. Todd Anderson is on here.
Is that Todd?
That is Todd. Todd Anderson.
That's what we're gonna look at.
Todd Anderson has been with us since 2011.
Yes.
I love it. Ron is celebrating an anniversary as of 2016. He's been with us. Miss Robin is here with us. There she is. 2019, happy anniversary. And Kate, 2019, happy anniversary.
Right.
All right. Get out your calendar. No, seriously, do it. Get out your calendar.
I'm going.
Tomorrow, we are invited to.
Oh, it's tomorrow morning.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
That makes a big difference.
I am getting there. We are invited to the Stony Creek Farm in Boonesboro. This is an exclusive KWPR event. They're hosting this just for you guys. Brandon Green, who is a KW agent, amazing. Like, he's a celebrity. He is very well known inside the KW world, very sought after for trainings, teachings. You want to hear what he has to say. He's doing an investment power hour with us. It is from 10:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m., not 10:30 p.m. as Lenny thought it was, because it says that somewhere. Somewhere it says.
You were bright.
I said I wasn't smart, but I'm bright.
So listen, we are having food supplied, and I have quoted a number. If we need to change that because people have not officially RSVP'd, please do that like quickly so we can make sure we have enough food for everybody. This is a really cool event that we want to just show up and take in everything that Brandon has to teach us. Hey, we have a new agent. Miss Taylor. Stand up, Taylor. Take it out. Welcome to the team. Miss Taylor is licensed in Maryland and Pennsylvania. She joins us with, coming with some experience under her belt already, producing. Now, you know, some of you know what it's like to make a transfer to another broker. Some of you don't, and we'll keep it that way. But the ones that have ever done a broker transfer know that that can be a little tough. There's a little bit of chaos that goes with that. So then add into the fact that you are pregnant, having your first baby.
Absolutely.
Also add into that the fact that you just bought a house. And you can imagine what poor Taylor has been like taking on in the last month. So I want to give her a huge shout out for just rolling with all of that with grace and ease and minimal like maintenance needed from Kate. Like, she's just doing all the things that she needs to do, and I don't know how she's getting by day to day. But
I think that's wrong, that baby's gonna be.
right. We are super excited to have her join our team. Taylor, do you want to give just a little bit of insight into how we got connected and how this transfer happened?
Sure. So I was actually doing a deal with the two Susies. That's the easiest way that I refer to them. Yeah. Yeah. So we were doing a deal back in December. And it was kind of a nightmare, but really great. I learned a lot of the poor Susies, but it was kind of a nightmare. And then we went out to lunch, and I had chatted with the Susies kind of about Keller Williams, about my own business and what I wanted to do with that moving forward. And I was a little hesitant. So then they got me in touch with Adrian, who spent a lot of hours on Zoom with me, answered all of my questions. And then I decided to switch over to Keller Williams to kind of broaden myself and grow. And I'm learning a lot. I feel like my mind is like, there's a lot going on. And I think I called Susie Butts the other day about all the different links that I have. And I'm like, which one do I use to submit like an offer or a deal? And so I'm really happy to be here. I'm happy for everyone's help. Hopefully I get to meet a lot of you and maybe work with you in the future. And yeah. I'm really excited.
We're excited to have you.
Yeah. So we have another exciting announcement about Miss Taylor. Taylor has decided that she would like to be a resource for any agent who may be looking for a transaction coordinator. Not that any of you can use help with that. Like, nobody needs those. So she has started her own business and is happy to help you out. And of course, we'll be working inside all the KW tools and systems. So feel free to reach out to her if you need some help transaction coordinating.
And I will say, being in the transaction, you know, being on the other side, we get agents that are not always nice to work with, and or they
Very true.
They're a problem in and of itself.
Yeah.
But Taylor was amazing, and Susie and I both concurred. We said she needs to be with KW. Like, you can automatically see the talent that existed inside of the transaction in the way things were handled, her attention to detail, and she was doing it all herself. Susie, I had Susie. And so she's doing it all herself, very attentive to the details, on top of things, made telephone calls to the lender to spark some, like some fire under some clutch. And she did all that with grace and ease and was a true pleasure to work with. So I'm ecstatic to have you as part of the team.
For sure.
Right.
Right.
And she's right here. You I was gonna say,
Okay.
but maybe not. Maybe she doesn't want that, but she's right here in person. You can sit and have a conversation and be face to face, and I think that there is something to be said. So, yay. All right, bucket fills. So, my candy kisses went away. I don't know where they are, so.
Krista, did you eat them all?
I grabbed
That's
Pam's.
what she said.
I grabbed Pam's bucket. It's
Oh,
better, it's
yeah,
better
it's better
anyway.
anyway,
So
yeah.
Pam has graciously, as she always does, provided us with homemade cookies, so.
Yeah, and if you don't know
It was a
about
note.
her business, where's Pam?
Right here.
Pam, tell us about your business.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I make a variety of baked goods, but specialty in cookies. The name of the business is Cookie Vana. And, Easter's coming, so.
Easter is coming, yeah.
Yeah.
And her note inside her basket says that if you're too busy and wish you had a showing agent, then wish no more. Ask her to help you and you can have cookie. So let's do some bucket fills. Who wants to share some cookie love from Cookie Vana?
I do. So I would like to thank Jerry, Robin, Patricia, Dorothy, and pretty much anyone at Keller Williams that anytime we have a question or anyone needs an answer, you guys are ready to figure out something with us. And I have not worked with a group of people like that before. And I think that's great. And I think that's something that everybody should be, saying kudos for allowing us to do that, or for you all doing that for us.
That's great, Melinda. Like that.
Okay, and I think, was Patricia mentioned in there?
Yes, she was.
There's a lot of mentions.
Never mind, I'll wait.
Oh, there you go.
Are they?
Who else has some love?
I do. I do love Lenny, and, we have a lot of transactions, and some of them are difficult. And he's always there, and he comes across to even our difficult clients that they then love. And, they change their mind and stuff like that, but even if we don't want to keep working with him, but, he'll take it over for you. He has a way with people, and I appreciate it. All you do is you give them the facts and you tell them the truth without the additional emotion that we might have from the client. And it truly makes a difference. So thank you for being who you are, the bright person that you are.
Amen.
Thank you, Yes, Ms. Robin.
I want to thank Shelley because I pester her
Oh,
constantly.
If Lenny's not here, then we got
Jay Shelley.
I have two. Can I just say how Shelley became here? She was my
Please.
client, and I was supposed to be listing her house, and I spent 4 hours recruiting her. Or she recruited me. to recruit her. She kept asking all this stuff about real estate. And
Yeah.
Shelley,
Love it.
she is amazing.
Awesome.
So I'm glad that she's
Yes.
here.
For sure.
Collaboration is the name of the game. And, there is no other company on the planet that collaborates and supports like KW. And I think that inside this market center, we truly live that. And it's evident and it's amazing.
I have one more. I want to thank Sonia.
That's what
You're just trying to get free.
Those three phone calls last night.
Yeah, mine's for Sonia too, because she's always ready and willing to help, not like everybody is, but I know she has a lot of questions sometimes. And then I want to thank Krista because I reached out to her yesterday.
Cookie.
On something I wasn't aware of, but that is going to change our world and productivity coaching. And she helped me have the resources to set that up in command. So thank you.
You're welcome.
But you could give one to
Priscilla,
Priscilla
too.
because she asked all about the listing stuff. I provided it, but
Oh, thank you,
she is
Priscilla.
amazing when it comes to
Thank
listings,
you.
and she created all those checklists.
So she's my partner in crime.
I'm always calling, hey.
And I have one, since they already have one, like everybody already knows how amazing my two girls are, my admins are amazing, I love them. But also my buyer agent and showing assistant, like, they're doing a fabulous job, I love them. And Heidi, my girls couldn't do it without you, like,
Oh, I
we
know.
really appreciate you showing the properties and helping them out.
Absolutely.
I don't really.
I'll go ahead, I'll let you know, yeah.
And Heidi, how did you come to be part of the Llewellyn Group?
I love that story. Do you know how many people I have told that story to? Because it's like so.
It's a God thing.
Yeah. So when I went, through the school, I went to Blue Ridge and they had, I don't even know what they call it. It's like Meet the Brokers.
That's right,
something.
yeah, that's right, yeah.
So anyway, we're in there, going around the tables, and this was my last stop, and I actually was not gonna stop because all the girls are like, they have so many agents, it's so bad, it's so scary. And blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Well, see, nobody knew anything, but they're like, do you wanna work with that many? Yeah, do you wanna work with that many people? You're just not gonna get anything. And I'm like, well, I'm gonna go, because I'm thinking, I like people. And so it was Adrian and Patricia there, and boy, she was talking it up. And I didn't,
She is good.
She connected with you, Patricia.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Adrian was sitting there and we're just talking away, just basic stuff. And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, your name tag, your last name is my husband's first name.
Weldon.
And
What are the chances?
I was like, what? Yeah, Weldon.
It was an omen.
Yeah. And then I talked to her again, and one of the first things that she said, God first, family second, work third. And I said, I'm in.
Yep.
Between those two, I was sold.
And I remember, Heidi, all the things she's saying, I totally confirm all of that. I remember her saying, I just don't know what part of the business I want to plug into.
Well, that was true because my mom had just died and I was dealing with my dad not doing good. And I was like, do I just go full speed ahead or what? And
Like, I don't know where I fit into this,
yeah,
to this role.
We were hired.
And the
And I got
Llewellyn Group
to the-
said, do you know anybody? And I'm like,
the best
maybe
time.
I do, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
and
just amazing how.
a lot of prayer brought me here.
And she's doing amazing. She's now licensed in a 4th state.
Woo!
So she is our Virginia agent. She's gonna be having to run buyers, so she's going
And
from a
sellers.
showing
I
agent
love
to
it.
a buyer's agent.
I love it, I
she's-
love it. Pros.
Yeah. I've only had quite a bit in Virginia that I've been dealing with.
We're really proud. It's
Very proud of her,
Yeah.
very proud.
Any other bucket fills?
I want to thank Susie, who helped me tremendously when I had to go help out my daddy. It was, very stressful to go down there to help dad out. And Susie, I would call her and go, okay, Susie, I need to show this. I need this done now. Okay, I can't do this because my dad's driving me crazy. Anyway, I appreciate you. I could not do it without you. I really don't know how I did it before. I do appreciate you more than you know.
I have one for other Susie. For blonde Susie and brunette Susie. I am just so thankful for this job and being here. I feel like after leaving my previous career, I feel like a new person. And it is a glad thing. Like, you guys didn't know, I worked with Susie before, like years ago. She gave me my first job out of college and outside real estate because she wasn't here yet. And yeah, and I loved her then. We kept in touch. She was my realtor. And I'm just so thankful to be here and working with you again. And what was your previous career? I was a teacher.
Oh,
For
nice.
7 years. So,
In middle of my school.
yeah.
God, wow.
Yeah, so-
She can handle anything.
I feel like I'm a person.
Oh,
I know.
Since we're being mushy, give one to Lenny.
Oh.
What I know if it wasn't.
Now you got 2 cookies.
Don't tell Judy I gave you that.
But thank you, sir. He's the one that teaches me what I know and. But be here with, well, I'd be here.
Right.
But all this.
Right. That's awesome.
Anybody else?
Oh, I'll just shout out to everybody in the PC program. I appreciate being able to work with you, and I love that you're so patient with me as the program constantly evolves, because it has to in order to meet the changing needs. And so I just thank you for letting me do that with you guys.
Anybody on Zoom?
I can piggyback off of Melinda, and I have bucket fills for Adrian, Kate, Susie. I forgot Dorothy last time, which I don't know how I did that. Just for Melinda, always being present and willing to provide guidance and just listen. And that's just invaluable to a newer agent like myself. Thank you.
It's like we're in a dog world, but then when you come in here and you're with people at this office, it's just a whole nother, it's right. You just totally get your battery charged, and we need that. We need to support one another, because there are some real incredible people to work with out there outside this office. That just having to, I cannot choke you tomorrow.
No choking allowed. We'll talk about that later. No choking. Yeah, and along those lines, I just want to give a huge shout out to Kate. You know, we went to a leadership training last week, and one of the things they said was, you know, your team leader and your NCA, like after work hours, you should leave the NCA alone. They shouldn't, you know, be doing things from home. You shouldn't be texting them. And I'm like, well, who am I going to talk to? Like, who am I going to send funny gifts to? Like, what am I going to do?
I'm gonna be offended if you stop texting me.
Right, exactly. So yeah, I appreciate Kate and our leadership team and all of you for showing up the way you do.
I just wanted to give a really quick, a huge shout out to our ALC. Last month, Adrian was not here to do team meeting, and you all were very vulnerable and put yourselves out there, and I really appreciate you showing up and doing that for me.
Absolutely. Hey, woo! Pop the champagne, would ya?
Right.
We have a Cumberland office. Officially, we are allowed to be open. The doors are unlocked. So we have a KW, Ines and Crosslands, Tri-State Properties of Keller Williams Premier Realty. I don't know if you can see the address. I made it a little too small, maybe. They're at 924 Seton Drive, if you know where that is in Cumberland.
You have Nate and Tina on the call too, if you want to introduce them.
Yeah, so Nate and Tina, I think, are on our call. Feel free to pop off mute and share anything you'd like to say with us.
Hi, guys. It's Tina. Thanks for having us.
Hi, Tina. We're so happy to have you. We love you.
Thank you. Send IT help over here to Wildflower Drive because I'm about ready to throw this laptop through the front window.
We've been there before.
Yeah, we'll get right on that, Tina. We'll get right on that.
While everyone was doing their bucket fills, I'm sitting here with my teeth clenched, so my apologies.
Well, my bucket fill is Tina. I'm so glad you're here.
Thank you.
Nate, you want to say hi?
Hey guys, Nathan here.
Hey.
Hi, I'll let you see me for a second. Hi, I'm excited to be part of the team. Everybody's been great so far that we've met, so I'm just really thankful for that. So especially Kate and Adrian have been awesome, which I know none of you were surprised by, but we're excited to be part of the team, so thank you.
And you're at the office, it looks like, right?
I am, yeah, I am at the office.
Love it,
And I've got my name tag and my cards. So people can know who I am officially. So that's really nice.
I just want to do a quick shout out for Nate. So he has jumped in and embraced KW with everything. Right. So he is like working the models, working the systems. He got his first 2 commission checks lickety split because everything was approved and in there and it was beautiful. And that doesn't ever happen on your first transaction, let alone your first 2. So thank you, Nate. I really appreciate it.
All right.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Just a little dynamic. Nate and Melanie DeMaio, they are actually part of the Melanie DeMaio team. So they work together. And then Tina Llewellyn, while you think she might be a relative, we haven't found the
I'm gonna
connection.
ask my mother.
Right, we haven't found the connection.
She's Cumberland and so are we.
Somewhere,
Yeah.
somewhere, but
Mark's
not
family-
not
Mark's
immediately.
family has different relatives.
And then Heather Ines she is a solo agent. Her primary focus, or she's most known for farms and lakes. So we are just super excited to have them. And Vanessa Butts just joined our team as a new agent recently, but she literally lives in Cumberland and was so excited when she heard we were going to have an office there. So she'll be out of that office as well. This is a big deal. Like, it may not seem, I mean, it's one slide. It's a big deal. There was a lot of blood, sweat, and tears that went into this. So we're super excited.
Absolutely.
I didn't see Stacy. Stacy's not on. Oh, that's a bummer. Bummer. All right, Miss Stacy Nykirk. She had a killer month. We're gonna look at that in just a little bit, but she did cap. She's a capper.
3 transactions. She capped.
3 transactions.
Wow.
Michelle Travis. Cap.
First time capper.
First time capper.
Nice.
Kate,
Exciting.
tell them what it means to cap.
What does it mean to cap? When you cap, you get 100% of your commission
Whoop, whoop.
until the reset of your anniversary year.
Yeah, so congratulations. That's a great accomplishment, Michelle. We have our first transaction, Miss Kada. I don't think I saw her on the call, but she did have her first transaction. So kudos to Kada. And one pending. Awesome. Susie Miller, our top producer with 2.8 in volume and a total of 3 units in February.
That's
pretty
good.
What are you gonna catch?
Look, you put a cap.
The road.
You worked hard. You worked hard for all of them, but 2 of those. That's hot.
That's good.
And I'm sorry, wait, was that at 100%, Susie?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
nice.
Nice.
They were some doozies. She deserves
She
every
deserves every penny. That's exactly right. So congrats, Susie. Our top producing team. The Susie Nykirk team. So they did 5 units with 3.2 in volume. And the GCI on that, I just thought that was a cool number. This is a big number. 87,560.
Nice. It's awesome.
Hey, who's our top producing group? We have the Llewellyn Group, 3 million in volume. Mary,
Yeah.
you know, you guys, I mean, obviously you guys do a lot of volume. What are you noticing right now? What do we need to be on the lookout in the market?
Yeah, go out there and get the for sale by owners now, I would think, and as buyers and. Yeah, we're not getting as many multiple offers. I mean, that was a freak that we got 17 on Church Street, but
Wow.
you know, we're seeing that, you know, I think the buyers are winning more deals and.
Okay.
It's still tough though.
It is tough
Still
still,
tough
but
out
yeah.
there. Yeah.
It's almost a repeat from last year.
Mhm.
So the last year, this is what we saw last year at the beginning of the year. It was super, a lot of multiple offers, and then by the end of the year, in the fall, like it dwindled down. So we were only competing against like 1 or 2, 2 to 3. And now she just had one that had 17, like that.
Yeah.
And Lori's had some that we've written offers on, and they're like 10 in competition with 10 others. So it is almost as a repeat from last year.
And that was some of the, like the buyer's fatigue sort of started to settle in the fall, and things sort of.
Yes,
They didn't
but
stop,
the good thing
but
is,
they tapered off.
so we just had our meeting, and the good thing is, like I explained, like we're better equipped
Conversion.
this year because we have strategies to help and educate our buyers, and that's the important thing.
Excellent.
Right?
Excellent. Absolutely. I love that.
It's still frustrating, but all you can do is educate them and give them the tools that we know.
Give them the tools. That's right. That's right. Excellent perspective. I love that. Congratulations.
I think we had 13 units, I want to say.
Okay.
So that's a lot
That's
of,
a-
that's a lot of units
That's a
for
lot of
that
units.
volume that you did in 3. Just saying.
Do you want to
We had to
compare?
work a lot
You
harder.
want to compare apples to apples? Yeah, you're right. You're right. Growth partner. Susie, do you want to explain what our growth partner category entails?
So growth partners are getting their unfair share of profits. And ultimately, when you're passionate and you can see the difference that Keller Williams has made in your personal life and your business life, it's easy to want to share that with others. And so when we help grow the company as a growth partner, we ultimately end up with our unfair share of the profit. And it's basically because of the passion you have within that you want to share with others.
So Ashley, Stacy, Kate, and Susie have all added someone to their profit share tree in the month of February, which is really cool. Congratulations, ladies. Way to go. Woo. Now, speaking of profit share, let's talk about who earned top profit share in the month of February. Miss Mary Llewellyn, for simply talking about KW, encouraging others to come have a conversation and potentially sign on with KW. She put an extra $1,000, $1,064 in her bank account.
Just this month.
Just this month. Yeah. So congratulations, Mary. Thank you for contributing to make that happen. We appreciate it.
Be nice. Be nice. Oh, way to go.
Sure. So he stepped out for a second. We're gonna let Michelle take his time for now until he comes.
You're welcome.
You look nice.
Yes, you do. It's shiny.
So hey, I just wanted to use this opportunity to say, hey, if you have, and Melinda and Trish, thank you for reaching out. I haven't forgotten you guys. They want to give us some referrals for the PC group. And then the PC group's also looking for shadowing opportunities for listing appointments, buyer appointments, showings.
Yeah,
things like that.
anytime.
With us.
Just come see me and Priscilla. We've got the calendar. We tell them where to go. So.
And
You tell me where to go.
you'll tell where to go. And I just think that it's, in this market where it's so hard to find listings right now, like Pam's working with a buyer. Do you want to tell about your buyer? She's got him qualified. She's desperately looking for a listing. So
Is this the one out in Clear for you?
Yeah, actually, they're willing now to go even to Sharpsburg or like Williamsport.
there's
Still, there's still difficult areas.
Yeah, I know.
Clear Spring.
Yeah.
They have.
But yeah, to just keep all that open so we can help each other if we have those needs and you know.
I have another one. Actually, I picked up from the home show. She called me and said her parents told her to call me. And her parents, she's gonna pay her parents back, but her parents own their home and are gonna go through the credit union and all that. So she could go up to 185,000. No, she'll go anywhere, but she wants a $500,000 house for 185.
Don't we all?
And honestly, like if it comes, like she better be ready because Clear Spring is super desirable. There's nothing out there. She better be ready to bid.
Man, when I get a lead in Clear Spring, I like game on me.
And Williamsport too. There's not a lot.
One in Clear Spring.
Do you?
Oh, yeah.
It needs work.
Yeah.
It will not go FHA, will not go VA. We do a 203K.
You look conventional.
Oh, she's
I
conventional.
don't know if it'll do conventional or not.
Oh.
Needs a lot of work.
There's a good bit of work needs to be done.
Oh, no, they don't know.
Okay.
So.
Oh, looky there.
Not yet, not yet.
Oh, so to this conversation, I want to let you know that inside of the region, your operating principals have been having conversations about creating an internal group where we have listings that are available, so we start to share them before they actually go on the market. And so ultimately, that helps our buyers, helps our sellers, and it helps us to that degree also. So kind of be on the lookout for that. I want to get more details on how it's being done in other market centers, and then to utilize that for us, so we can start to keep our business.
Can you please explain to me why that helps?
So.
I mean, you put it on the market, it's now being, and which it has to go on the market, right? And now it's being marketed to everybody, and of course, to get the best price for your list, your seller, you're gonna let it sit there for at least 3 days before you.
Right.
So how is it helping to know something about it?
So ultimately, it has to be with the seller's full disclosure.
Right.
Like, that's the first thing that has to come out of the gate. But I have 2 deals right now that the sellers did not want to have to deal with all the showings and all of the information. So I had a buyer that actually, the gold letter that Rebecca sent out, the seller said, you know what, I don't want to have to get rid of my 5 cats when I show the property. And I don't want to have to show and do all this stuff. If you have a buyer, I'd like them just to come in and let's see if it works. So it may not be for everyone, but for those that do want that as an option, that's definitely a possibility.
So in order for that to be done legally, right, it should not be put in the MLS.
Correct.
So this is all before anything goes on the MLS, and
Yes.
then you contact, because I think sometimes people
Yes.
do the opposite.
Yes.
It can never
cannot
have been
go.
on the MLS. You cannot put it in the
Right.
system.
And like I said, so behind the scenes, there's a lot of legality that we would want to make sure that we're doing correctly, and that's one of them. And in addition to the seller agreeing to.
Right,
To
the
that.
seller has to agree.
So
Right.
just kind of pie in the sky, just know that it's out there, and we're sort of having a conversation with other market centers on what it looks like. It's not here yet, so you can still put everything in the market, but.
As an example, we've had one, it was years ago, it was a hoarder. And she did not want it to go out there. You couldn't take pictures, obviously, you couldn't even get it in the house really. So all she said is, Mary, can you call some of your investors and send them down, right? So that's kind of, and that still ended up as in-house, wasn't with our team, but I mean,
Yeah.
that's when Bill Kenny was here and we were able to get a deal in-house. So that's just an example.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And now that house is back on the market for 300 some thousand.
Yeah.
That's great.
But there's some legal things we want to
It
be really
is.
Yes.
careful with
Yeah.
before we do that.
Absolutely.
And I know
We
that.
wouldn't do it any other way.
Right. But I mean, for us as an agent, we might not know that. I'm just wanting to be
Yeah.
careful that we don't get ourselves into trouble, that we're,
Yeah.
because then Lenny has to deal with it.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure Lenny will have his finger on the
Speaking
pulse.
of-
All right, that'd be nice.
In true Kingdom fashion, I'm sure that will come with a script or two
Yeah.
anyway. A script around that dialogue.
Right.
Michelle, will you finish?
Yes.
Okay, Lenny.
Okay.
I got 5 bonus points for who can give me the movie reference.
Dirty Dancing.
Ghost. Oh, wait, no. Yep.
Is it Roadhouse?
It is Roadhouse. Yeah. Which I've never seen.
Right?
Okay, I'm gonna take more than just a few minutes. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. So one of the big things that everybody needs to be aware of, I asked Ashley Miller to do a class next month. And I expect everybody to be there. That class is going to be about documenting your procedures in a transaction as you're going through the transaction. And it's going to be extremely important for everybody to be in these classes. We've got contract classes that are scheduled also to begin next month. And we're going to be doing them a little bit differently because right now, everybody out there says you're all overpaid, you don't do your job correctly, and I'm taking you to court. I'm not paying you. And unfortunately, there are agents out here that are not filling in the contracts correctly. They're allowing things to happen, maybe out of their control, may have been in their control if it was explained a little differently. There are more claims being filed now than ever, which was surprising. Insurance has a big article that we're going to share with people. Insurance is expecting an unprecedented number of claims against agents. Okay. We currently received our first claim with the Real Estate Commission for a guarantee fund.
Is that our first ever? Ever.
First
I think
one.
it's the first ever. Ever. Yeah.
Okay.
When you say there's expecting more claims, is that for like the entire
Everybody,
nation?
the entire industry. It's not just us.
Because
Now,
the consumer's perception.
Here's the thing that I want to try to pound home to everybody. I have high expectations of everybody. I have high expectations for myself. And and I actually sat down with Adrian the other day, and this is actually what my mission statement is for this office. I want agents to do what we do correctly, at a high level, professionally, with courtesy, so that everybody in this market area wants to do business with us. Nobody else. That's why I said this is perfect. I don't care what the situation is. I don't care how the person's talking to you. I don't care. I don't care if it's a client or if it's another agent. If it's another agent, bring it to my attention. Be nice. They're screaming and yelling at you. Be nice. Don't use profanity. Absolutely not. Be nice. That's going to go a long way. If you're having issues with other agents, I want to know. If you're having an issue in a transaction, I want to know before the issue becomes an issue where they're picking up the phone and calling with a complaint. Since I've been back from family reunion, I have received a complaint every day. Every day.
Have we hit 30 days yet? No. And it's about agents, about transactions.
It's about agents, it's about transactions, and the thing is, it's other agents, it's other brokers, it's buyer clients, it's seller clients. And I don't like getting those calls. I do try to smooth them over. I may smooth some of them over. I'm not going to smooth all of them over because they're pissed at that point. Okay. Some of them, yeah, we can smooth over. I'd rather know ahead of time to try and get it smoothed over. E&O claims are going to be on the rise. We already know. Insurance companies are telling us they're going to be on the rise. I've probably submitted more information for claims in the past 8 months, probably.
I'm just curious. So E&O already knows that there's going to be more claims. Is it because of the type of market that we're in?
It's because of the type of market that we're in. And that's one of the points. That's why I want everyone to be nice, because buyers, sellers, the other agencies and the other brokers, everybody's butthurt. Everybody's commissions getting cut. Everybody's having to do different things to try and earn a dollar. Everybody is, it's just, the market right now is not a traditional real estate market as we know it. And it's unfortunately here to stay because there are disruptors in the market that are causing it. So we have to rise above the disruptors. We have to be ahead of them. We have to be ahead of the game. We have to be nice. We have to make sure that when we're filling out our contracts, that we're filling them out correct. We have to make sure that we're putting the correct addendums. You know, a couple of the situations that have come up are, deferred water and sewer in Maryland. Everybody knows that you're supposed to have a deferred water and sewer addendum in your contract if that property has deferred water and sewer. If that's not disclosed at closing, the seller is responsible for that deferred water and sewer for 5 years.
Ooh.
We do have an agent that did not disclose deferred water and sewer.
When does that typically get done? Deferred water.
The seller knows whether or not they have deferred water and sewer.
Is it like where
There's
they
an
live?
there's an addendum, and it's also in the listing agreement, and it's also in the contract.
No, I mean, how, like, in what type of situation does a seller have deferred water and sewer costs?
And typically the neighborhoods in this area that have deferred water and sewer are Seneca Ridge. Yes, what's Collegiate Acres? And where's the third one? That's Seneca Ridge. The third one is down off of Structural Pike. Okay.
Westfield?
What is deferred water and sewer?
Deferred water and sewer is the person actually has.
Pay attention.
You
Pay attention.
traditionally have a water and sewer bill. Okay, everybody has a water and sewer bill unless they're on septic or well and septic, okay? The developer could not afford to put in water and sewer at the time they were developing, so the county paid for it. The county wants that money back. So not only do they have a regular water and sewer bill, they have an additional water and sewer bill that is paid over an extended period of time for a particular amount. Seller knows that they're paying that. In this instance, the seller told the agent, I'm paying that. The agent omitted the paperwork. Seller's not paying it. I'm not paying it for 5 years. I told my agent that I had it. It should have been disclosed to the buyer. It is in the HOA docs. It is in other places for the buyer to find out. But if the agent doesn't do the appropriate paperwork, it's not considered disclosed. Seller's responsible for it for 5 years.
Is it Claggett's Mill?
What's that?
Is it Claggett's Mill?
It might be.
That's my neighborhood.
It might be.
Do you pay it?
I don't know.
Do you have an extra bill for water?
I get one from Washington County and I get one from the city of Hagerstown. We only have 47 homes in our development, but they're putting 125 in right now.
Right. I believe you're paying.
Mine on zero, I think mine's on my Hagerstown work. It said it's-
MLS,
says
does-
sewer,
I
and I was
don't,
like, why not
I don't know if
sewer?
the
I said-
MLS has a place to
I
put
was
deferred
paying.
water,
When
but
they put the water.
if you go into the person's deed under the Maryland Land Rec, it tells you they have deferred water and sewer. It's in the deed.
Oh, it's the deed?
It's in the deed.
So is the deed the only place you could cross-check it?
Yeah, that's where you go to Maryland Land Record, you
Yeah,
pull the
and
deed
it's in
up
there.
and you can look.
She thinks.
Is it the front foot fee?
No,
No.
that's completely separate.
So like if a seller didn't know that they had that, we can
So,
find it.
I'm telling you right now, sellers know if they have
She wasn't
deferred
sure
water and sewer.
I built, 10 years ago, we built this house and there's only 47, but LGI came in and they're building 125, so maybe it's them.
And it
It's
could be,
Ryan.
because you're talking about
The old-
where the like the Bear Street and you're right there by the railroad tracks.
Yeah.
Off of Sharpsburg Pike.
Yeah.
So I don't know that the older section and the townhouses.
Oh, we don't have townhouses.
Okay, so the over where the
Cross
townhouses are.
Creek is what you're thinking of.
Yes.
Behind the credit union.
Yes.
Okay, so. it's
Okay.
not-
So you must be over on the other side.
Yeah.
So, okay. Those do. You know, another thing that has come up is buyers, when they lose their deposit. Why did they lose their deposit? Well, guess what? If you were involved in a transaction where a buyer lost a deposit, there's a good possibility they're gonna file a claim against you. They're gonna try and get the deposit back from the Maryland Guarantee Fund. Because you didn't protect them.
Did you meet the contingency periods? You gotta be always watching this.
You know, well, there's a lot that you have to watch out for. I mean, we're all supposed to be professionals. Being a professional also means we have to be nice.
Be nice. Even if it's.
Um,
Can't do it, anyone.
You know, be very careful who's going on contracts. If you're working with another agent, make sure they're licensed agents that are going on the contract.
You need to be showing or the contract?
On the contract.
Make sure the co-op agent is a
Co-op,
licensed real
make sure the
estate agent.
co-op agent is a licensed real estate agent.
Wow, so you really, like in case something expired, you didn't know, or they.
Yeah, there's
Boy,
just.
you have gotten a
There's-
lot of calls.
There's a lot. There is a lot going on in the marketplace right now. People are really butthurt. And they're coming after you. You make way too much money
So.
and you're gonna pay for it. You're gonna pay me back.
Oh, they're going after everybody.
They're going after everyone. You know, so, and unfortunately, there's agencies out there that are only charging 1%, they're only
You know, I
doing
haven't seen
1%.
that yet.
Flat fee.
I have not seen that.
$3,700
paying
on
a
a
flat
brand new
fee.
built home. That's
Well,
what you're getting.
How long do you think they're gonna be in the marketplace once people start saying, wait a minute? You did this, you did this, you did this. And their E&O starts to go up. It's happening. It's happening.
I actually had an agent call me and wanted me to give him the combination to get into a listing. And I told him to go through Bright. And then we went back and forth, and then he said he wasn't licensed in Maryland. But he could write the offer. That if I could show the house, he could still write the offer.
No,
for
he
me.
can't.
And then I just told him, get a licensed agent, your clients be represented in Maryland, and you're not representing them in
Yeah,
Maryland.
you can.
Mic drop right there.
Yeah.
I had the same thing happen in West Virginia.
It is happening. It's happening. And you as the agent, as the professional, need to make sure
Well,
that people are doing what they're supposed to be doing, that these agents that say they're agents are agents, do have their license and are able to practice real estate, they're going to show the property. So one thing that I learned, I received a copy of Redfin's listing agreement. I've gone through it. Redfin is offering no agent showings. A person can go online, pull up the house, get the combination for the house, and see it by themselves. Yes.
And the seller is
The seller has to sign off on it. The seller has to agree.
But they
that-
are signing off.
They are
probably
signing
don't
off.
understand that.
The seller has to agree to put an ADT monitoring system in the home and change the lock so that it's a combination type lock. They will give the combination to the person that's standing in front of the house and wants to get in to see it without an agent, so that they can use the Redfin agent and they only charge 1% commission.
Well, that's kind of dumb for a seller.
How many, well, these are
Well,
conversations
They're
that you're gonna
only
be.
paying, you just let anybody into your house.
And, well, you're only paying 1%. What more do you want?
Well, you can go in there and rob the place.
Exactly.
That's wrong.
So I do think that ultimately at this is, I think, a product of the environment.
It is.
You know, so everybody's out to get the almighty dollar because we're in business to make money, right? So the other thing is, do you think there's ever a point that we can over communicate to our clients?
No.
No.
The more information they have and the more they can see behind the scenes as to why we're doing things, the better it's gonna be. And I do want to piggyback on Lenny's conversation or the class that Ashley Miller's going to teach. You know, in corporate America and human resources, your HR directors are going to say, if it's not writing, it didn't happen. And how many times do you have to discipline people? How many times do you have to do the write-ups? How many times do you have to keep track of everything? It's the same thing with real estate. And as agents, we're not wired to be able to do all that paperwork. And so we don't do it. Well, I will tell you that Ashley Miller does one heck of a good job in making sure that if it's in writing, here's how it actually happened. And that has come back to save her more often than you can even imagine. And we have a lot to learn from her with regard to what she documents and how she documents it, because it's going to keep us out of trouble. Like, because eventually without that documentation, it's he said, she said. And nobody really knows, but when those facts come out and the memorialization of the conversations, it is going to be paramount that we come to that class. Because
Extremely
and why reinvent the wheel if it's working for her? That's what we do, is collaborate. So I think I'm super excited that that's actually going to be in the market center, and we've got a lot to learn with regard to that because the market's changing. And Keller Williams already has a big target on our backs. Like, we already are the #1 company in agent count, units, and volume. And so as a result of that, we've got targets on our back. As a result of Zillow, Redfin, Realtor.com, Compass, all these companies, joint venture capitalists that want to get into the business, everybody's trying to move the agent out of the way. And what better way to do that than come after them in a market like this? So, you know, kind of be thinking in the world wide kind of a vision that everything we do on a local level is paramount to being in front of the market. That's what Gary tells us all the time. Don't be thinking about where you are now, think about where the market is. And that's where we want to show up in preparation. So I think it's amazing to get this all pulled together.
And be nice, so that way you're
Yes.
building a relationship with your clients that they are going to be your spokesperson. Oh, no, you don't want to use them. You need to go to this person.
Can I just say how much I appreciate the leadership team here and the high expectations, because in my experience of dealing with some other agents and tracking down paperwork and other things like that, you know, we hear from other agents that it's like, oh, well, my broker doesn't care about that. My broker doesn't expect that. So, you know, I like the expectations. because
It makes us better.
Yeah.
The Cumberland office is facing that challenge right now. And Nate and Tina can tell us all about it. Maryland law says you have to disclose to somebody that's purchasing a home in Maryland that farmers have the right to farm. Okay?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a sad fact. Now, Allegheny and Garrett County, they don't use that form. They don't use the right to farm form because it's just common practice. However, they're violating the law by not disclosing it. I'm not going to violate the law, because if they violate the law and they choose to violate the law, that's on them. Their license is the one that's at risk, not mine. We did what we were supposed to do. Will somebody ever file a complaint? Well, I was never told that the farmer had the right to farm and I couldn't file complaints and that I had to go to the state to file a complaint and all this. Well, I was never told that. It's already happened. That's why we have the form. That's why we have the law.
They have that in Allegheny, right?
It's
No.
common practice.
That's not common practice.
It's an assumption.
I mean, we have,
Yeah.
We have.
We have.
We have.
Because he holds us to a higher standard.
Because
But
I,
other brokerages, they're not.
I was gonna say, I'm not sure that even Zip Forms has that, because now I have to check my listing in Cumberland. Cause I think that that form is missing. And I
I'm
thought that
sure it
was
is.
unneeded.
We don't use them
I'm
there.
sure it is.
Because I know about the Washington County right to farm,
And
but I'm
see,
pretty sure it's
that's
not.
that's what confuses everybody,
Right.
because there are certain counties that have in their local offices, in the county offices, where you can go to complain. Allegheny, Garrett, Carroll, Howard County, Wicomico, Worcester County. They don't have a county board where you can go to complain. You have to go to the state board to complain. It's still state statute, it's still state law as a real estate agent. When you're selling a property in Maryland, doesn't say in Washington County, Baltimore County, Allegheny County, it says in Maryland. You must do, and you must disclose that farmers have the right to farm, and that they may see, hear, or smell farm activities, and there's nothing they can do about it unless it is an extreme amount, then you would file a complaint with the state. It all started with a house on Downsville Pike here in Washington County, and also the Purdue Farms on the Eastern Shore.
Which they had to burn all the barns a couple weeks ago.
So just because the county doesn't have that board, state law still says it has to be disclosed. So what am I going to tell you guys to do? Disclose it. Nate and Tina have already run into the issue where agents up there are like, well, I'm not signing it. I don't want to do that. It doesn't apply. Well, okay, so you don't understand state law. No problem. We will let them know that you chose to violate state law if a complaint happens. We did not.
It's documented, right? We didn't want to sign it.
So
Yeah.
And to document things, Keller Williams provides a resource for that.
It
It's
is-
called Command.
Thank you, Krista. Thank you, yes.
I think that was basically about it. I didn't want to do my shout out for Ashley for doing the class next month to get a cookie yet, because I didn't want everybody to know until I spoke about it. But she does deserve a cookie for doing this class. And she's gonna put together something for us that I think is gonna be very beneficial for everybody, which is why I want everybody. If you can't attend in person, then attend on Zoom. Because it is going to be very crucial to your career path moving forward.
Thanks, Lenny. Thanks, Lenny.
Thank you, Lenny. All right, it's 1 o'clock.
That was a lot.
You know my deal. I'm respectful of your time. If you need to leave at 1, you need to leave at 1. Feel free to go, but we do have a couple more things to get through. I promise I'll be. Regional numbers for February. What color do we want to see?
Green.
Green. What color don't we see?
Green.
Green.
Wait, 116.
116.
Oh, that should be green.
Or is that number not correct?
No,
Maybe
it's not correct because the regional is all red.
It's all
So
red.
you're right.
So it
It
should
should be
be.
maybe negative
Yeah.
16.
So all negatives, not good. This is the region, all 19 offices in the MDC region. Now let's look at KWPR. Closed units, month over month, no change. If it's less than a 10% increase, we give it a pink because we have work to do.
See the jump in our sales prices.
still jumping.
Yeah, closed volume month over month, we are up almost 40%. Listings taken are down, listing takens volume down. Kate, do you want to just give like the quick like overview? I don't mean to put you on the spot,
Yeah,
but our February numbers, record breaking,
yeah.
like
record-breaking.
all the things.
Yeah, it was. It was a really great February. We had a lot of closings at 100%. We had 2 cappers emerge, which was awesome for us. You know, record-breaking volume, units, profit share. We absolutely knocked it out of the park last month.
It was a good
And
month
for a
me.
February, that's unheard of. So congratulations, guys.
Family reunion. Who participated? Sonia? Yeah.
I'm in process and I really do enjoy watching it.
Now they have the video stuff. I didn't get
Yes.
to do it during the time, but
That's
The
okay.
videos, like, I need that inspiration all the time.
Uh-huh.
And so I'm sitting around, doing my dishes and stuff and
And how many hours
Right,
of
right.
how
But you
many
can't see
hours
it all,
of
though, if you
motivation?
go.
That's
You know,
right.
I get to kind of see it all because I can watch it at my time and whatever, but it's definitely worth it. I'm starting to enjoy it now that I'm actually watching it,
Good.
listening to it,
Good,
on
good,
my
good.
time.
So they had 11,855 attendees. Your leadership team was included in that number. Virtual attendees, which included Sonia and a few others from our office, over 7,500. The Keller Classic was something new they did this year for the golfers. They had an actual golf tournament, and I believe the proceeds from that went to KW Cares. So over 100 participants, and then we had over $50,000 in charitable donations given at family reunion. If you have a ticket, like Sonia does, you now have digital access to every single session. So you can go back and watch on your own time.
You guys ready? Let's go.
Yes, let's go. It's in Austin.
Who wants to go to Austin? Who's going? Who's going? Yeah, so Mega Agent Camp. If you consider yourself a mega agent or not, and you want to go to Austin, let us know. The dates are August 23rd and 24th. You can get early bird tickets now, of course, with everything, just like everything KW, it's a little cheaper the earlier you register. So let us know if you want to go, we can get you square. Digital tickets will be available too, so if you're not a traveler, feel free to take advantage that way. Unconscious bias in real estate. Julia Lachey Israel is going to be hosting that next week, March 23rd at 3 o'clock our time. You can go to the kwlearningcenter.com and register for that event with her. There's a new program being rolled out called an Agent of Distinction. You can see the website for registration there. You can get an actual certification for KW diversity, which will allow you to have sort of a distinction badge that you can put in your email signatures. You'll get extra online trainings and things of that sort. If you'd like to apply, again, the website is up there for that. If you are interested in segments, what are segments? Segments are sort of little, for lack of a better word, maybe a breakout session, a breakout category inside the KW world. And I wholeheartedly believe we have something for everybody. If you are a KW young professional, that's KWYP. They have an entire organization and support group built around young professionals. Some of us in here don't qualify for that anymore. I think it's 40 and below is what the preference is. And so you can plug into KWYP. Luxury, we actually have a few agents in here that have the luxury designation. Susie would be one of them. Stacy's, her luxury designation is going to be coming with her properties that she had last month. You can get involved in commercial. I know that's something a lot of people talk to me about when they come in and sign on. Oh, I might want to dabble in commercial. You can get involved in that. There's KW Land and also KW Luxury Spotlight. So lots of opportunities available if you want to dive into a certain little niche in our market. Take advantage of these. And you can search on Connect for any of those segments and find what you're looking for. Keller Mortgage. Now through April 23rd, you can get reduced interest rates, fast processing, world-class experience, and it's available on most purchase transactions, regardless of property type. Katie is our representative with Keller Mortgage, and we have her contact information. I don't know if she's part of our Facebook group or not. I can't remember, but we can get you in touch with her if you want to reach out with Keller Mortgage and have a conversation.
I want to do just a quick plug right there for you.
Go ahead.
So each KW agent has a Keller Mortgage portal. In that portal, you can go in and there are personalized flyers to your business with your name, your information, and everything on them. They're available in multiple different languages on there. So if you want to push Keller Mortgage in your business, take advantage of those resources. They have a really great agent portal where you can see exactly what's happening in the transaction. So your client will have a portal that they can see what's happening, but the loan officer will also be able to communicate with you, and you'll see a step-by-step of what's being checked off, what is happening, and what they still need on your end.
And just so that I wanted to tell you guys, I mean, I don't know if you know, and I really honestly don't know the details, but I just asked the question recently, how low will they go on a loan amount? And they said around 65,000. And I was kind of surprised to hear that. Now, I don't know if that's where they get those origination fees and stuff off. They might not, but I'm just saying, I didn't realize they would actually give loans that low.
Thank you for that. Yeah, that's great.
And to piggyback on Keller Mortgage, we also have Keller Covered, which when you send that link to somebody and they sign up under Keller Covered to get insurance quotes on their homeowner's insurance, they will also put them into command for you. And you'll get notification through command that that person visited Keller Covered and they're now part of your debt.
Katie Moore is really good at sending that out too.
Is there anything we
He
can
helped my client.
you need school? We can do that. We touched on this. We're going to keep talking about it. This particular office location, we have about 45 agents right now that are signed up with K-Score. They are doing their real estate classes for free. We're not allowed to say it's free. We have to say it's free to them. But it is free. It's free to them. And so we are providing an opportunity for people who otherwise might not pay for real estate school to go to school for free.
Adrian, I just had someone message me right before I came here actually about, hey, I've been thinking about becoming an agent. They have questions about this program. I think they must have seen it on a Facebook.
Yeah, tell them to get a hold of me. They do have to go through they have to have a personal interview with someone from leadership, and then we can get them all signed up. The other thing we want to spend just a minute on is focus on the KW prep class. This is something you're going to see us spending a lot of time promoting and getting out there to you guys. Molly D'Amato is our dean of this program, and she has put together a sort of a little orientation, if you will. It's broken up into 17 modules, I believe. Each module has a very quick short video, just sort of introducing you to the world of KW and real estate itself, helping you sort of get in the right mindset for the career that you're about to embark on, or if you're a current agent and you're just feeling like you might need a little bit of inspiration and refocusing, it'd be a great resource to take advantage of as well. It's free to you. And again, I can get you the link for that easy peasy. So both of these opportunities are just one more way that KW provides us the resources we need to be the best version of ourselves. Questions on that? Okay. Design updates. We still have time to get plugged in for any St. Patrick's Day graphics that you want to throw out there for tomorrow. And then, of course, first day of spring is coming up. TCPA, make sure you check the do not call registry. We have another training coming up. You'll want to make sure you have this on your calendar, Tuesday, March 22nd from 10 to 11. Bright is coming in and they're going to do a training for social media strategies for real estate. We're really excited to have them coming in. Lenny, was there something you were piggybacking with on this training or was that a different one? Oh, that was Michelle's training. Never mind. I'm sorry. Yep, never mind. Speaking of Michelle's training, Michelle has a class coming up on March 25th from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Time blocking for success. Who already has this on their calendar? Okay, super. That will be really cool. I would say that this is going to be one of those like interactive classes. So come with a laptop sort of prepared to put into action some of the things that Michelle's going to teach us. So we're excited about that. There is an updated training calendar coming. Michaela is off today, but she is working really hard at putting into the calendar very relevant trainings. So the question that we have is just, kind of a general consensus. Are daytime classes better for you? Are evening classes better? Or would you prefer some stuff on the weekends? I would love some feedback on that. Raise your hand if you have some feedback.
Raise your hand if you like daytime during the week. Okay, raise your hand if you like evening during the week. Gross. Okay. Raise your hand if you like weekends. Oh, also gross. Okay.
Interesting. Okay.
Of course,
Well,
we had the
you have
evening
to
people here, it'd be
understand
different.
that this is the daytime.
Well,
It's across the board.
Yeah.
So we're getting this out of multiple.
Just trying to kind of feel it out.
So
But I
for
know
me,
that
an
there's a
evening
lot of people
class
that
would be great in the fall because you can't show houses in the evening.
Yeah.
This is too dark. So I look at this as.
Okay.
time clock for me,
Okay.
because I'm going, this summer, I'm not gonna do any of this stuff.
Right.
I'm gonna be way too busy showing houses or trying to get a house.
Right.
But in the fall, when it's dark outside and I can't show a property, okay, I'll come to a class. That would be me. In winter,
Yeah, but we're no longer gonna touch the foot off the top of the blanket and sew it on the bottom for a longer day.
No, they're not gonna say that, so you'll take it away.
I hope. Krista.
Just a real quick reminder, licenses for West Virginia and Pennsylvania are coming up in a couple months. So if you did not do your CE, because I've been telling our team and I've given them options, but.
Where's that class?
And also,
That's what
guys,
we're looking for.
when you do your CE, send us the certificate, because we get audits from the state frequently on random people, and we need to have those in our hand, ready to submit them.
Yeah.
Do you don't need Maryland though, those are online, right? They're
We
like
do need
still
them.
online. We're still required, the broker still required to hold a copy.
I don't know.
Because they get submitted.
Yeah, they get submitted, right? Yeah.
It's the same thing with awesome.
Anything else?
I just wanted to know.
Anybody on Zoom?
It's a.
Awesome, thanks.
Hey, have a great day, everybody.
Shelley, I'll get to you as soon as I'm done. What?
Right.